Nice is not having an opinion. Nice is a spectator. Nice is not playing the game. You want to be dangerous. The ability to be rational and dangerous are of some of the most sought after characteristics in modern Western men. And I thought I would take you on a little journey of exploration to show you how semen retention gives you the answers to instilling those particular traits in your day to day. So it's first important that we understand that practicing semen retention, not always going to orgasm and ejaculation, is a particularly rational and logistical answer to some of the modern hiccups that we see today. Even things like contraception, you can start to see how there's a strong narrative and place for something like SR. But I wanted to talk to you a little bit about how I came to this conclusion and why the most scientific among us should really be instilling this into our lives. And this is not known without the reality of causality, the cause and effect that you see inherent in the world today. There isn't a single process that goes on in the world that is without this transformation of energy. I mean, if you look at how a plant grows, there has to be a transmutation of light energy and the energy of the water to facilitate that growing process. If we look at how you get to work in the morning, if it's by foot or if it's by car, there has to be a transmutation of the gasoline, if you're American. Never understood why you call gas. Why do you call a liquid a gas? It's petrol. I digress. There has to be a transmutation of the fuel energy into the kinetic energy of the machine that powers the car and moves the wheel of your car to get to where you're going. And you can take it even a step further, that in order to have access to this fuel energy, you need to trade in your financial energy, your monetary assets to be able to get to that. And going even further, trading your time energy in order to get financial energy to fuel the car to get you to back to where you started, to the financial acquisition. What I'm trying to communicate here is that on the first law of thermodynamics, it states that energy can neither be created nor destroyed. It only transforms, only moves from one form to another. And this is where the problem starts to kick in regards to sexual energy, is efficient use of that particular transformation. You see some of the examples and analogies I previously mentioned, there's going to be a bleed out of some of the energy. There's not going to be a efficient transition of that process. If you take something like your car, the car is going to get hot, the engine's going to overheat sometimes, and that's not the trade-off we want. We just want the kinetic sensations of bringing us closer to our destination. And then you can take the example of your very life energy, your ability to procreate as a man, and how you're trading that ability to create a son or a daughter with hopes and dreams and ambitions and their family of their own. And instead that's going into a crusty sock, only for you to reap that side effect of a little bit of pleasure in that particular transition. So when you rationalize it like that, you see that it makes no sense. And if you can leverage that power to create another human being, to facilitate things in your life, higher cognitive function, better health, better resolve in your financial pursuits, then you can start to see how we can get more of an efficient use of the energy that our body fundamentally prioritizes. Because this is the key, you see. If we take our brain structure and how it has evolved over time, from the surface level of the brain deep down into the core, you see the way it is built is the most recent evolutionary processes start at the surface and then down to the kind of core values. Is that if we delve deep right into the lizard brain, your primal animal instincts, then we have to serve two purposes. And that is one, eat to sustain the future and survival of the organism, and two, fuck to ensure the survival of the human race. Now, unfortunately, if you look out into modern Western culture, or fortunately, pardon me, you can see that we are no longer in that paradigm of survival. We've got, if you live in Western culture, we've got, many stores, commercial stores that give us food, and we can go and out at this very moment and have that need satiated. And then there's number two. All you need to do is pick up your phone, computer, laptop, and you can have the matrix of pornography pumped into your system to facilitate that sexual gratification. So our basic needs, our most instinctual survival needs, are being met. And you ask yourself the question, well, what is the consequences of this happening? It creates a compliant culture. It creates a inability to experience that survival. This is the thing. People, and I'm guilty of this, well, we've never experienced being desperate, truly desperate. Starving. Not having to reproduce with a partner or an artificial partner for days, weeks, and months on end. And that is how you start tapping into that wealth of survival energy, that ability, knowing that your system is going to prioritize these things. And when it realizes these things are in danger, it is going to help you acquire these things. If you've gone on an extended fast, and if you understand the literature behind fasting, it has a sparing effect on your musculature. Why would your body get rid of the very thing that is needed to get that next meal and survive? This goes back to the premise of this video, which is how to become a dangerous man. This is what I mean. We've never tapped into our ability to be dangerous because we've never been on that point of pure survival instincts. We've never had to think about where our next meal is coming from. And this is where you start to tap into that bank of pure primal energy that facilitates some of the extraordinary benefits that you hear about in terms of conserving your sexual energy. Think of a lion that hasn't eaten in 5 days compared to a lion that has just knocked down a gazelle, gorged on its organs and meat, and then maybe it's laid down with a couple of other lionesses. Which one would you prefer to stumble upon? I know the answer. So this is when it ties back to being rational, approaching this from a scientific perspective, and also understand that you need to be dangerous in this world. You need to tap into your ability to be dangerous. The last thing you want to be described as a man is nice. Nice is compliant. Nice is subservient. Nice is weak. Nice is not having an opinion. Nice is a spectator. Nice is not playing the game. You want to be dangerous. You want to exercise your ability to tap in your survival instincts. And this is where it comes from. This is where the power comes from. You want to approach your financial pursuits from that perspective of danger, survival. And that's where you get the drive, because you've never needed to survive. And this is where the cycle begins. This is why there are men right at this moment who have walked back home from their 9-to-5 customer service job, not knocking customer service. And then they're just content because they can open a bag of potato chips or crisps in the UK. They can flick through an endless library of pornography and satisfy every single sexual need. These aren't dangerous men. These are fat lions. These are fat, oversexed lions. Weak, docile, subservient, compliant. You don't want to be that. So gentlemen, for those of you who are recognizing an absence of their ability to be rational and dangerous, no practice offers you these attributes than conserving your sexual energy and transmutating it into the things that you would like to bring into fruition in your life. So I hope this gives you something to meditate on deeply this evening. And if you enjoy the video, subscribe to me, and I'll bring you something else very, very soon. Stay dangerous, boys. Take care.